Well, hello, good day. It is so nice to be with you here on Facebook Live, or maybe you're watching this on YouTube or listening on SoundCloud. Hi. Wherever you are in the world, whatever you're up to, hello and happy Friday. It's Friday in real time. Happy day, whatever day you are tuning into. Good morning, Ross. Thanks for joining me live today. Oh, good morning, Mom. Yeah. It is very extremely wintry here today. For those of you that might not know, my name is Catherine Oster, and I live in Saskatchewan, Canada. And kind of the saying is March comes in like a lion. If it comes in like a lion, it's going to go out like a lamb. And I'm not sure how to describe this March because we are at March 10th. And it's cold and windy. It's been cold and windy for a lot of the days. So maybe this is the lion. Maybe it will go out like a lamb. Hi, Leonie. Yes, a nice cup of coffee, my favorite. So March is also calving time for us. We have cows, about 50 of them, and they're having their babies right now. So when the weather's like this, it's a little more intensive. We want to make sure we catch them early and get the babies in the barn so they don't, freeze. Hi, Karen, or get too cold. And this calving season is so different. So a little bit of history for our lives. Travis, my husband, and his brother and his dad used to have like a 400 head cattle herd, cow calf, early like in the 2000s, early 2000s. And then in 2006 the farm shifted and we got more into grain farming. We started farming thousands of acres of grain plus had the cattle. And for new grain farmers it was just too much. Everybody was exhausted from calving season and it was time to get seeding and it was just too much. So we chose to sell the cows in 2010. Leonie in the Netherlands, we say March stirs its tail. Yes, it can be everything. It's the same, very much the same. Hi, Loretta. Anyway, 2010, we sold all the cattle and we just grew grain crops for 10 years. And Travis always knew that he wanted to get cows again. He knew it. He loved them. He missed having them around. He felt really connected to the land more, and he loves them. And I really like them too. I love the babies. They're good. I like animals. I mean, I'm a horse person as well. Anyway, in 2020, we got a herd of cattle. This herd that we have right now, 50 head. Now, this was a really interesting facilitation choice for him because he was choosing these cows for himself and only himself, which I honestly think was maybe one of the first times in his life that he chose from the energy of something for him. So I have this beautiful indoor riding arena building. This was the thing that I chose for myself. And he thought I was crazy, building this 80 by 200 building to ride a horse in. And that was for me. That was in 2016 I chose this. And oftentimes, and other people around him were choosing things. His brother was choosing something that was just for him. And there was Travis. And he's the guy. He was kind of like me. If you've heard me talk before, I'm a recovered people pleaser in recovery. He was kind of like that too. He's very much a humanoid X-Men who is so good at doing everything. He can literally do everything. But he was like running himself ragged and he was getting really resentful with different things because he felt like he was always the one and he was doing everything for everybody else. And that led him down a trail, and me being a certified facilitator, I had to really watch myself because not everybody is asking for change, and I had to watch like where I was trying to facilitate him and just allow him to choose. Anyway, so he knew in about 2018 that he wanted to get cows again. And we spent a year and a half for sure. He would try to fight with me about this. It was the most interesting thing. He would try to come up with, he would sit down and write down some numbers, and he would come to me and he would say, hey, look, if we have this many calves and we sold them for this price, then the cows could make a tractor payment on the grain farm. And I looked at him and I'm like, first of all, the grain farm is just fine as it is. It does not need the cows to make the tractor payment. Second of all, who's going to pay for the feed? We haven't, you haven't really looked at this closely. He wanted a reason and a justification as to why he wanted to get cows. He would not admit that he wanted to choose them just for himself. And he would and then he would make a fight about it. And he would say, well, why don't you want me to have cows? And I'm like, I didn't say I didn't want you to have cows. I'm just sitting down with you with this, we're not getting the cows to make a tractor payment here. We're going to get the cows because you want cows. And then he would just be all mad at me and his brother. So this was another thing. His brother knew he did not want cows. We grain farmed together. So then Travis was using his brother as a reason and a justification not to get cows. Well, my brother doesn't want cows, so I guess I can't have cows. That's what he was saying. And I looked at him and I'm like, nobody said you couldn't have them. Why can't you have them on your own? Well, it's not going to work because we farm together. That's not going to work. and we would fight about that. And I wasn't even fighting him. That was the funniest thing but I was always putting it out back in front of him that we're choosing this for you. Are you going to choose this for you? And I knew that I could make it more comfortable and better for him if I asked him to do it. Honey, you really should get cows so we can make this tractor payment. I knew that if I said that, he would be like, yes, but it wouldn't be from the energy of choosing for himself. So anyway, we got the cows finally after 2 years of back and forth and fighting. It took him anyway, I'm not blah blah blah. I'm not one to speak. It's taking me a long time to choose things too. So just saying. Got the cows. 2020 was our first calving season, March of 2020. And he was so stressed out. He was scared. He was worried. That he was going to lose a calf and that he didn't know what to do. And the way that these cows showed up for him was pretty magical. It's not easy to just take over a whole, this herd they were together for years and they're quiet animals and they're amazing. They're actually really magical cows. Anyway, I'm like, you just have to relax and listen to them. They will talk to you. And he didn't believe me. He thought I was crazy. So he was up all hours of the night. And it was 3 weeks before the cows actually started calving. He was already tired because he was so stressed out. He was not enjoying it at all. And at the end of the first calving season, he was like, something has to change. He told me something has to change here because I can't do it like this. And I looked at him like, yeah, you have to trust that And so last year's calving season was a little bit more relaxed, and this year's has been so good. We have 4 babies so far, so we're really just at the beginning, but it's I've asked all of the cows to show us when you need us, show us when you want to go in the barn, show us if you need assistance with calving. You have to show us. And they have. And we had this cow with twins, and both of them were breech and backwards, and Travis saw her, and he knew that he had to get her in the barn and check her out, and sure enough, and he saved both of them. He got them both out in time, and they're both lively and doing so well now. And even his brother, the guy who didn't want cows, he even will drive by the corral. This happened last year, actually. And it was one of our cows, Rose. We call her Rose. Yes, our cows have names. And he said to Travis, he's like, I think Rose is going to calve. I think... And she was showing some signs, and then she was just kind of being funny. And his brother kept going by, Rose is having a calf. You need to look at Rose. Have you checked Rose? And Travis is like, well, maybe we better get her in. Sure enough, got her in, and she was having a backwards one too, so she wasn't presenting all of the full-on calving signs, but we got her out in time. Like, this was from his brother, the guy who didn't want to have cows. It's checking the cows. And he was there, he helped Travis with the calf, and so it's been really cool. And yes, Leonie, you're welcome. Yes, understanding your own fighting. I know, we fight ourselves. We are. The hardest person we are ever going to have to deal with is ourselves. Yeah, and so choice becomes stressful until you start to play with some of these tools of access consciousness and learn some exercises and some, ways that you can get yourself present. Get out of the worry and the doubt and the fear and the judgment of making a wrong choice and just start choosing with a little more ease. And so anyway, Travis actually said, I asked him, I'm like, you look like you're enjoying this calving season a little bit more. And he's like, yeah, I am actually. And so, it's hard when you've got something that you have always wanted to have. He always wanted to have these cows. And then he couldn't enjoy them because he was so stressed out about it. And now he's gotten to the place where he can enjoy them. And now, believe me, I don't facilitate him directly. He doesn't take any of my classes. I'll kind of put some seeds out there and ask him some questions and invite him. But anyway, so if you are curious about more of these tips and tools to start living your life beyond stress and start enjoying it a little bit more, another facilitator, Mary Case, and I are facilitating a stress relief workshop on Wednesday, March 15th at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. And it's $15. And, we'll probably be about an hour and a half or 2 hours. And you can join us live or catch the replay. And you can ask questions about some stress that's maybe coming up for you. And we can give you some tools. And we'll talk about different strategies and tools. And so $15 Canadian. Anyway, I will pop that link in here. Or it's on my page, actually. It's my cover photo. So if you look at that, you'll get all the details. And if you have any other questions, let me know. And thank you so much for joining me today for Coffee Chat. What else is possible beyond what we could ever imagine? And have an amazing rest of your day, wherever you are, whatever you are up to. Mwah. Bye-bye for now.